Hey guys, Blue here, and so anyway, I wanted to segue myself into making more Dragon Ball videos. So basically what I'm going to be doing here is from explaining my Dragon Ball Super opinions, basically, over the entire series so far. And, basically I've also been doing this because of the new arc that's about to happen, so I feel like this is a good way to kind of transition into Dragon Ball stuff, because I really do love Dragon Ball. I've been a fan of it for years. I've watched the anime, the original anime, I watched Dragon Ball Z, I've even watched GT, and, now I'm watching the ongoing series, Dragon Ball Super. So, you know what, I feel like I should probably just try to squeeze myself into Dragon Ball content, because I don't want to be like that one dude who's like, oh my god, Dragon Ball, episode 47, anime review, and then all of a sudden, it's like, literally my last video was like, Sonic, what happened? So, I want to segue my opinions into this. So, Let's start from the very beginning. Dragon Ball Super. Okay, so the first two arcs of it were mainly just anime versions of the movie. So Battle of Gods and Resurrection F were turned into basically anime style. And in terms of that, I just kind of mean stretching things out and maybe adding a few things, also taking away a few things. Alright, so anyway, Dragon Ball Super in terms of the first arc, the Battle of Gods arc. Now, I really did like this arc. I really feel like it really made Beerus a better, more menacing, darker character than how he was portrayed in the original movie. And the original movie is kind of a goofy kind of villain, and like at the end of it, it's just kind of like, okay, well that's that. But they tried to make him more darker, and they try to make him like a more of a threat, really, more of a villain that actually seems like he would be the god of destruction to actually destroy all these planets and all that. So that's kind of how I see things. I really do like the things that they added to Beerus' character. In terms of the anime way of just kind of extending things, Battle of Gods already had like a pretty decent plot in my opinion, so I feel like extending it into like an anime was alright. I mean, I feel like you can feel a little bit of the anime kind of dragging it down a bit from the fast-paced action of the movie. And of course the anime is not up to par in terms of the movie animation. So, there are certain events like episode 5 where the animation just goes to like shit. Also, some of the in-between shots in Dragon Ball Super are a little weird, but there are in-between shots in like every anime ever. So, that's the thing, but also it's kind of hard to... I never really wanted to look at the in-between shots, but after episode 5 happened, that's when I started looking at it, and now I kind of see more into it. And it's just kind of like, ugh. Like, sometimes when Goku's, like, off-model, it looks really, really bad. But, anyway, in terms of the anime, the first arc, they handled things pretty well. Like, I really did like the battle between Goku and Beerus, and I feel like they made the situation a lot more of like a actual threat. And so they really did extend the battle. Goku was in the god form for way longer than he was in the original movie, and at the end of it, it was pretty satisfying. I think the whole anime version of the Dragon Ball of the Battle of Gods arc was actually way better than the movie. Actually, not way better, but just like a little bit better. I feel like it did add some things. Also did take away some things. Also changed the location of Bulma's party to a cruise ship. So, I mean, it kind of added things, kind of removed things, but overall, I feel like it did add to the story overall, and I feel like it really did improve on the original movie. Kind of added a little bit more backstory into things. But anyway, guys, so let's go over into the next arc, Resurrection F. And so Resurrection F is, the arc was pretty bad in the anime. I gotta say that. I mean, I wanted to really like Resurrection F because they were adding Gotenks, and they were gonna and they were making Tagoma like an actual threat this time, and I was like, oh, I'm pretty excited. And then Ginyu comes back, like, what is this? Like, this adds so much more to the original plot, but it turns out most of those things were kind of solved in an episode. Gotenks was basically like there for like half a second, and they split back, and so I don't even think they fought, or maybe they did, and it just wasn't that much, but I don't remember. But anyway, yeah, a lot of the things that they added into the story, I mean, it was cool, but it was either quickly resolved or just kind of became irrelevant after like a second. Mainly Tagoma, because Tagoma, as soon as Goku and Vegeta appear, he immediately dies. And it's just like, wow, okay, well that happened. And I mean, it didn't really add that much to the movie as I wanted to. Like, I wanted them to go more in depth into like into Frieza's resurrection and Frieza's training, but it never really happened. It's just kind of like implied, and you see like a glimpse of how Tagoma is like as strong as he is. So I mean, I guess that's better, but overall, I think I like the movie's pacing a lot more, and the movie did have way better animation than they did in the arc. Because I think after episode 24 or something like that, I know it was like when Goku versus Golden Frieza around that time, that's when the animation got really, really bad. Like, I could see, like, Goku was off-model, like, a lot. His face was warped. Frieza's was really bad. And it just did not look as good as the movie. And overall, since the Resurrection F doesn't really have that much of a plot that can be turned into an anime, that's the thing. Like, it's a pretty simple story. It's basically taking the path of a regular movie, like a regular Dragon Ball Z movie. You know, Broly's there, he comes back, Broly's there, he becomes really strong, they fight for a bit, then they beat him. That's basically the plot of Resurrection F. And so, basically, it's a movie, and they try to turn it into an anime, and I mean, I guess that can work sometimes, like with Battle of Gods, but overall, it did not have much to work with. So overall, it just kind of felt like it was dragging on. And overall, I did not like watching it after a bit because I just wanted it to just move over to the next arc already, see something new. And that's the problem about Dragon Ball Super. The first two arcs are just movie rehashes, so like you never really got to see any new content specifically. I mean, maybe you got to see a little bit in between the arcs where it was like Vegeta training with Whis and all that. I mean, you get to see a little bit more of things, but overall, not too much. Not so much that like people will be like, "Oh my God, I didn't watch the anime. I'm so far behind." You're really not. If you watch the movies, basically you're fine. Okay, so, let's see, what else? I have to say, like, I think I like the first episode. I like the first episode a lot because it was just kind of like Goku and all that. I really do like the episodes in between the arcs. I feel like they're actually really good. You know, kind of good segues into things. So that's one thing I can say about the episodes in between the arcs overall. Like, you know, the first episode and the episodes after the Battle of Gods into Resurrection F. You know, I feel like those episodes are pretty good. Alright, but anyway, let's go over into Universe 6, the last arc that we have basically gone into, and now we're finally ending that arc. Well, we're kind of in like an in-between arc right now, but like, basically, yeah. We're done with the Universe 6 arc, which is their newest one, and also the first arc of Dragon Ball Super with an original plot. So, it turns out that Champa, Beerus's brother, yeah, he has a brother, and he's fat. And so, anyway, he appears, and so basically, he and Beerus go at it a little bit, like, kind of just argue over which food's better. It's an argument about food, ridiculous. And they can just, like, bet, and they basically say, okay, well, I'll switch my Earth if I win, and blah blah blah, and you can use the Super Dragon Balls, and now you won't know it's called Dragon Ball Super, right? I don't know. I don't know. Okay, but anyway, so yeah, that's kind of what happened. And overall, the reason why they started it is kind of dumb, but you know, I don't care. It's new stuff, so you know, I was happy to see that. But yeah, basically they said that they can switch their Earths. Basically, Champa's Earth is already like destroyed completely, which is interesting. And so basically, they're saying that they're gonna switch the Earth over to Universe 6, and Beerus will get like the Universe like 6's Earth, which is nothing. So that's basically what they did, and basically that starts the tournament. And all of a sudden, you get all these characters, and you know. I think Gohan was supposed to be in it, but like Gohan's like, I got a meeting, guys. Sorry, I can't be badass like I used to be. And so yeah, that happened. Overall, I found the tournament really nice because you know Hit was like a really awesome villain in terms of things. He's like a new rival for Goku. Like a secondary rival, because everyone knows Vegeta is like Goku's true rival and will be his true rival for like ever. But anyway, so like Hit has an interesting ability. Frost, he's basically like Frieza from a different dimension. You get I think you get Megetta, and you get Kaba. Kaba was actually one of my favorites out of the other universes, because he's actually a Saiyan, and he actually had no idea how to turn into a Super Saiyan. So I found that really interesting, and then Vegeta basically trained him to turn into a Super Saiyan. I really find it interesting just how powerful Kaba is overall, because his base form was basically almost as strong as Vegeta's base form, and Vegeta has God Ki. So I found that really interesting how he's so powerful in his base, and so he's never really had a chance to go super, which means he can go like really high in terms of potential. So he is really powerful, just like the anime just doesn't like to show that he really is. But yeah. Let's see. I found the Universe 6 art to be really interesting overall. Like, I really did like how they added new stuff into this. Like, they really gave us some new content. It was fun to see, like, the Goku versus Hit fight. It was probably one of the best fights in the entire series, to be honest. And the animation actually was pretty good for, like, most of it. Like, I gotta say, the animation really stepped it up ever since Resurrection F, so that was pretty good. And I hope the animation just gets better overall, because Dragon Ball Super is a really successful anime. It's actually already contracted for, like, 76 episodes. 76, I mean, 72, something like that. 70 episodes, around that. And, so, I really do like that it's doing so well, so, you know. I really want to see more, really want to see the animation get better, and I really want to see the plots just kind of develop. So that's one thing. Anyway, so it is time for my final verdict on Dragon Ball Super into this. So Dragon Ball Super overall, it's enjoyable for me. I love watching it. I gotta say that. I really do love watching Dragon Ball Super. I watch it every week, and if I can't watch it Sunday because of work and I'm too tired or something like that, I'll watch it the next day or whatever. And you know, it's really one of my highlights of the entire week, just to watch a new episode of Dragon Ball Super, just being out, and so I can just see some new content, some animation, some good animation. You know, that's all that. The animation in Dragon Ball Super isn't the best, to be honest, but you know, maybe it's a little bit of the Dragon Ball fanboy in me, but like I can still watch it, man. I don't care if the animation gets bad. I mean, I might complain about the Dragon Ball animation in Dragon Ball Super being a little bit bad and not as good as Dragon Ball Z and all that, but still, I still find it enjoyable. I'm just a Dragon Ball fanboy, and it's just like fucking like it clouds my mind. So I'm like. But even then, like, I love Dragon Ball, and I love Dragon Ball Super, I gotta say that. It really adds more to the original story, and that's really what I wanted to see in between, like, the 10 years after the defeat of Majin Buu and Oob. So, you know, it's kind of taking place in that time frame, and I feel like it's alright. It's an alright way to do that. Although I really hope that they change the ending of Dragon Ball Z after that, because I feel like there's too many questions left unanswered if you're supposed to just, like, imply that the ending of Dragon Ball Z happened. So, like, is Goku, like, not already a god or something like that? And he's using, like, his regular Super Saiyan and all that stuff. And so it's like, I don't know. But anyway, guys, that's kind of my opinions on Dragon Ball Super. I just wanted to say that because I wanted to segue my way into Dragon Ball content. And just, that's just how I kind of wanted to do things. Because I actually really do want to start reviewing the episodes. And I really don't want that to come out of nowhere. So, at least you guys know my opinion on Dragon Ball Super. And expect more Dragon Ball content in the future. Alright, anyway guys, subscribe, follow me on Twitter, and see ya.